Hey babe, when are we gonna put this back in the car? I'm tired of moving it around the shop and cleaning up all the spider webs.
How about today? Welcome back to the shop, friends. It is
Goodie time.
lots of goodies. Lots and lots of goodies. Today we are tackling the rear suspension on Project Clara. We got a lot to actually go on the car. Not to mention that big behemoth over there on the floor.
It's just a little heavy.
Yeah, it's just a little heavy. So before we jump into this, let's walk through what we're actually putting on the car, kind of why I decided to go with this route. And just one other thing, this is not a how-to video. This is just kind of showing you what we're doing so you can follow along on the build as we move the needle one step closer to getting it
Rolling.
rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Not even running, just rolling.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Gotta roll before you can drive.
Yeah. So let's walk through what we're putting on today and then we'll get the work started. Our very first piece, or pieces, since it's a box of many pieces, is our Prothane polyurethane bushing kit. If you've been following on the channel for a little while, you know that this is also the same brand of the motor mounts that we chose to go with for Clara. And looking inside the box of this kit,
What's in the box?
what's in the box? We've got everything from our bolts to the polyurethane bushings to our very beefy shackles. All right, next piece. Is our Calvert Racing Caltracs. So we have all of these pieces here that are all part of this kit, to include these, to include our inserts and our little tube of lube. Because we're doing polyurethane bushings, and it is recommended to really make sure those are lubed up well. This little pack is likely not going to be enough. So I did end up going with a larger tub of lube that I purchased off of Amazon. And I'll post the link to this as well as everything else that we're doing today in the description box.
Tub of lube. Bow chicka pow.
All right, next piece. Hey, we're doing all new suspension. We're gonna do new U-bolts too. And these are also from Calvert Racing, if the packaging does not give it away.
Couldn't tell.
Then from the shock standpoint, we have decided to go with Koni's adjustable shocks. These are highly rated, and many Mustang owners the same year, same generation, all have gone with these as replacements, and they absolutely love them. And I love the fact that they are adjustable, so we'll have a little bit of play in there to mess around with to see we want it spongy, soft, or we want it really hard.
Goes with the tub of lube.
All right, and the final piece on the table, the largest piece on the table, is our Calvert Racing springs with the 1-inch drop springs, because we don't want it as the classic fit, the classic orientation of the car. We are wanting this down a little bit closer to the ground, so the 1-inch drop was perfect for us.
Gotta drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
Okay, now the why we went with this kit. If you're working on these Mustangs, you know that there are a very high number of options. 3 links, four-links, coilovers, leaf springs. It just goes on, and then it depends on how much modification that you want to do, i.e. welding, and how big your bank is. So for us, the reason we're going with the leaf springs and the Calvert Racing kit is, one, it's going to be able to keep the rear end on the ground with this particular kit. It's also not high money. I did not want to do welding to the rear axle. I wanted it to be pretty straightforward bolt-in kit, and then spend more money on the front end suspension where all the handling is. So that's why we went with this. Still inexpensive, but costly compared to just regular plain Jane options. So I think we had a good middle ground here for everything, that just to kind of bolt in and have a solid rear suspension that'll keep us in the lane. Just getting ready to lube up some more shafts.
What kind of lube are we using today?
This is the sticky, icky kind.
Ooh, we got the purple lube now.
This is the fancy stuff. Wonder if it's flavored. Well, this definitely is a lot smoother than the other stuff. Oh, she's tight.
Too tight there, huh?
Boy.
Even with the lube. The other side seems to feel a lot smoother.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I'm glad you got the grip for this. There you go.
Okay, I think that's almost there.
Close enough for government work.
I think with that we may employ our bolt and washers again, because it's just not quite all the way over where it's supposed to be.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
So this next piece, if you're a purist, you will likely get very upset at me. And sometimes things just don't go the way that you want them to go. Matter of fact, most of them for us. But sometimes it's a little too far gone to back up, and you got to find another way to get out of it. And that's what we had to do with putting on the rear shackle on this side. Alright, so you saw us struggling to get these bushings in the sleeve in, and unfortunately on the driver's side, if that happens, it's recommended that you put the bolt in first. Well, we didn't, and we couldn't get everything back out. So, this is what we did.
Why is there a new hole there?
Yeah, cut the hole to get the bolt in the place you need it to go.
Huh.
So we can put our hangers up.
Well, we can just plug that later.
We'll plug it, and this car is not going to see rain. So I am not concerned, and this was the quickest and least expensive route to correct our path. Now we can put our hangers on. Maybe.
Is your hole too tight?
It's just the right size. Other side, babe.
Pull it towards you. Perfect. Back away from you. Up a little bit.
There we go.
When in doubt, give it a whack.
I'm beginning to wonder if I just need to rename this Mustang from Project Clara to Project Murphy for Murphy's Law. And boys and girls, if you are not familiar with Murphy's Law, then you are incredibly lucky in life. I am not. So let's show you what we just found out and the conversations that have taken place in order to hopefully fix said problem. Now for our rear eyelets on the springs here, Calvert is incredibly kind with actually sending us these polyurethane bushings. Because of them doing this kind act, we can actually move forward. However, we have to modify it. Let me show you why. So here we have our prothane bushings that came with the kit that we bought. You would think that this would fit. It does not. Not even close. So these in this kit are just an absolute waste now. And I've actually seen this in a different video with someone else putting these springs in, and they also had a polyurethane kit. Red, so not the same brand, but the same problem. So I called up the folks at Calvert Racing to kind of talk to them about this problem. Now what they suggested is to take a 9/16 bolt and actually drill out the bushings that they provided in order for the bolts in the prothane kit to be able to go through the hole here very easily. Should not be an incredibly tight fit, should not have to screw the bolt in, it should be able to slide in and out easily. So that's what we're going to do with this big 9/16 bit to go ahead and hopefully solve for this problem, and we can move forward on this project. All right. I love it when you have to mod the mod. That's good. All right, now we'll go ahead and use our tub of lube to go ahead and lube up these back bushings with the bolt so we can get these springs up in the air, hopefully. pass-through sockets, the savior at times.
Oh, show me the hole.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Alright, let me go ahead and show you what we got. Got both sides on. Tried to film it as we were doing it, but as you can tell, the light is not that great and it did not want to do it. But hey, on this side right here where we had to drill the other hole, basically we ended up taking the shackles back off up top, dropping the spring down, bolting up the bottom, and then jacking it back up in order to get the top of the shackle bolted back in again. So we are good, no more drilling. Now to the next piece.
All right, it's time to install our Konis now. We have marked them and gone ahead and adjusted them about where we think is halfway between soft and firm. Art is inside the car to install the top hats, and I'm outside the car doing all of the heavy lifting down here. How's that?
See if I can get one. Bitch.
Do you need your magnet?
Okay, got it.
Great. Whew. Well, at least you're installed. I have my rubber on backwards down here. And now I gotta pull it back out again. Sucks. Go and you're home. All right. Now I got some threads. Now I got something I can work with.
Good.
I think so.
Final step is our transfer link, and what we have to do before we actually put this on is lather up these bolts with anti-seize. We've already done the front. You have to take the rear off in order to be able to put the transfer link together through their steps. So we'll go ahead and get this one lathered up, and then we'll go through the process of screwing it on.
You mean you don't go in dry?
Never, ever go in dry.
Call out at this time that the back side is reverse threaded. So it's not righty-tighty, it's righty-loosey. The front is righty-tighty.
Yeah. Don't drop your net.
All right, we'll go ahead and tighten that down, and then we are done.
Woo!
Okay, that's it for this episode. We're thinking it looks pretty damn good.
Looks like a car again, almost.
Yes, almost.
Sometimes you
Each
gotta
step,
employ all the tools
the
that you
needle moves
have
a
in
little
order
bit
to
more and it looks
get
less
these
like a
things apart.
shell and more like a car again.
Using your old bolt
So next
nuts
episode, we'll take care of the hole in the front. Well, one of them. There's still a lot more, but we'll take care of one of them at least. So thanks for continuing to follow along. I clearly need more beer because I'm a little dry mouth and I'm getting tongue tied. So until next episode, we hope you take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.